I'm sure you never have to pester your kids to clean their room, right? Me, on the other hand, so when it comes to our kids keeping their room clean, we have worked on several different things. We've worked on habit and obedience training, and I have a video on that I'll link here if you're interested. Chore charts, we have a morning rhythm that is posted on the back of the door, on the back of their door. That's the first thing they see every morning. So part of that is just doing a quick tidy up of their room. And we have a visual paper as well that kind of walks them through the different steps of cleaning their room and what we expect a clean room to look like. There's definitely been seasons where they've done really well with that. Seasons where it hasn't been so great. We've also talked about the value and virtue of being good stewards of the things that you own and keeping things tidy and orderly. But the one thing I was missing, my room, more often than not, was the dirtiest and the least organized. So I don't know if you moms can relate. Just naturally, my room always was the lowest of priority when it came to cleaning the house and keeping things orderly. And my room is always the one that is just kind of the catch-all for things, especially if I don't want the cat to get to it or the kids to get to it. It just goes in that room. Or there's piles of artwork and gifts from my kids, which I love, but it tends to lead to a unorderly room. And kids imitate what we model. So how can I be teaching them about the importance of keeping an orderly room when my room is a disaster? But there was this shift when I realized my room isn't just another room in the house. It's important too. So here's what I've changed. I took a morning and cleaned my room. I picked up everything, organized everything, did a deep clean, and later in the week, my kids also did an awesome job cleaning their rooms. I have started to prioritize my room, making sure that stays clean and tidy. Nothing crazy, but making sure the bed gets made, clothes aren't left on the floor. I have a basket for their artwork, so it's not all on different surfaces. The other thing I've changed is just my perspective and mindset on my room. Where before it was just, oh, my room doesn't matter as much, it's lower priority. I've started to prioritize it and set it up so it's a kind of my little sanctuary. I don't want to go to bed and wake up feeling, like there's clothes on the floor and there's toys over there and there's papers over there and it's a disaster and it's cluttered and I don't feel at peace and I can't rest well here. Instead, I have changed my mindset and I've just made some little tweaks and changes so it's a little more peaceful and more of a sanctuary when I walk into bed. So instead of, it's at the end of the day and I can actually breathe and relax and enjoy that space. I don't have a lot of other solo space in the house. And whatever this looks like for you, it could just be just the smallest of changes, like new curtains. We have these Roman type shades that were here since we moved in 7 or 8 years ago that neither my husband or I like. And so we are going to invest in some nice curtains that are beautiful, that we actually like. Little things that makes the room more inviting and more of a warm, welcoming space for my husband and I to come and rest at the end of the day. So if you find yourself in a similar position, let me know. And if you are finding yourself constantly asking your kids to clean your room, to clean their room, start with your own. Make your room a priority. And maybe you already do keep your room tidy, but maybe challenge yourself and what's one little thing you could change that would just make that room more inviting and more of a sanctuary for you, because your room should be a priority and you deserve a nice room to come to at the end of the day. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just remembering that more often than not, our actions tend to speak louder than our words.